They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So that you said that they put millions of my Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just Isupk sat in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never a home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. Main fact of them here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angels, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles and make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me, and let the whole world see that with them in the cage is safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit a Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in his dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. That was designed fire for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So that you said that they put millions of my Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angels, be ready to rap. Cracking the sky, nuclear missiles and make it official. I'm capturing every crack I'm surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cages, safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
Do you see just how it feels? Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit a Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mad shooters. Devil's design 5 for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
Do you see just how it feels? Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my houses. Yes, you said so. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right.
Do you see just how it feels? Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angels, be ready to rap. Cracking the sky, nuclear missiles and make it official. I'm capturing every crack I'm surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cages, safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
Do you see just how
ain't no remorse in my blood slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback to bitch in his dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is dish served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mad shooters. That was designed fire for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
Someday you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my houses. Yes, you said so. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Yeah. Shalom, everybody. Shalom, Israel. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Brakathum, Yahweh Shamar Alathun Ba'Shem Yahushua is priest and officer Thawashab of the Isupk. We started at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. And since 1969, we've been teaching the truth according to the Bible. Every Tuesday, man, we should broadcast live out here in Orlando, Florida. All right, in the Hart Memorial Library. That's 211 East Dakin Avenue in Kissimmee, Florida, every single Tuesday from 6:30 to 8:30. All right, the Brotherhood class is broadcast out here in Orlando. So if you're in the Central Florida area, we have space for you. We have plenty of space for you. All right, so come on through, get all your questions answered, get learned directly from the priest, man. And that's only the one way to, truly understand the Bible. All right. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get it started, man. Of course, if you have any questions, right, feel free to type it into the chat. I also provided the stream link in the YouTube chat. So if you're on the YouTube, if you want to join, feel free to click the link, man. I don't mind, brothers and sisters alike. Join the link, man. Get all your questions answered, or interact if you want to interact. No sweat. All right, attendance link is also in the YouTube chat. So if you're trying to get your Hebrew name, if you're new in the school, make sure you click on that link so you can be counted for this class, right? You need to accumulate credit, right, aka your attendance, in order to receive your Hebrew name. All right, so the only way that's done is your participation is needed. All right, so make sure you click on the link and you'll be good to go. If you have any questions, like I said, type it in the chat. Other than that, we'll get it cracking. I've got a question here from Officer Isupk. Big up. First, man, I want to say big up to everybody. You know what I mean? I'm the only one clapping in this video. You know what I mean? Big up to everybody that came through North Carolina, man, and Raleigh, North Carolina for the Lord's 54th annual Passover, man. The 54th Passover, you know what I'm saying, since this school was founded in 1969. So that tells you that you got to know that this is the home of the truth, man. You know what I'm saying? This existed long before any other quote unquote Hebrew Israelite group out there, man. For our people get the truth on what they need to do to serve the Most High, including keeping the Lord's high holy days, man. So it was a pleasure to see all y'all brothers from all across the nation. We had brothers from the UK that was over there, you know what I'm saying, across the pond, you know what I'm saying? Everybody gathered together in Brotherhood, man. It was a hell of a time, man. So big up to North Carolina and all the brothers and sisters that was out there, man. All right. So let me grab also Isupk question that said, Salakia, can't barely see this joint. It says, Salakia, sir, what's the difference between using the farmer's Amalek, and the new moon to track the Passover? That's a good question. I know if you could go into, if I'm not mistaken, in the Apocrypha, it would be like Ecclesiasticus, where it tells you that the moon is used to determine the times and days, right? If you ever look on the cycle of a moon, right? By God's design, a moon has a 30-day cycle, meaning it illuminates from one half to the other half on back, right? And that takes a complete 30 days. So each time where there is a new moon, that indicates it is a new month. You get what I'm saying? So God put everything in place for us to understand. As far as a farmer's Amalek, man, I'm brother, having farmed in this captivity since I was brought over here as a slave, brother. So I'm not too familiar with that, you know what I mean? But I can tell you that the moon is for time. If you could find that, Officer Isupk and the Apocrypha Ecclesiasticus, if I'm not mistaken, and I'll break that down for you, Roy. All right. Big up, man. Got some heavy hitters with me. Big up, Officer Thama Young, Most High in Christ. The water for hopping on the stream. Trooper Kanat, Most High in Christ. The water for hopping on. All right. If y'all brothers is able to pull it, you know what I mean? Pull the verse in the Apocrypha and Ecclesiasticus that talks about the use of the moon. Right? I remember I was discussing this a few days ago of how God put everything on earth for its proper use. Everything that you need on earth is right here on earth. You get what I'm saying? So
Sluggy, sir.
From the time and all of that. You can hear me, Roy?
What was the question again, sir? Or the scripture you were saying?
It's in Ecclesiasticus, right? If you can look it up, it talks about the ordinance of the moon. And what is it used for? It's used for the signs and all that. If you type that in, it should pop up.
Come on, sir.
All right. The water. Most High in Christ. Most High. Shalom, sister Yakala. I think that's what it is, right? Also, Kazir. You know what I'm saying? I told you, I promise you, I'm gonna get the name right. You know what I mean? So, if y'all could, somebody got me echoing in the background. If y'all can place your phones on mute or something, or double check to see if you don't have nothing else that's playing the stream also. All right. Let me go ahead and get it. All right.
Sluggy, sir.
Go ahead, Ward.
Is it Ecclesiasticus chapter 43, verse 6?
Yes, sir. That's it right there, Ward. You got it, work.
Come on, sir. Ecclesiasticus chapter 43, verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
He made the moon also to serve in her season
He
for
made
the
the moon.
declaration of times and a
Right, for
sign
what?
of the world.
If you could slow that down also, Thomas. You said what? Oh, Thomas, yeah, my bad.
For a declaration of times.
For the declaration of times, right? That's what it's used for, right? You have half moons, crescent moons, new moons, full moons, right? Like I said, when it illuminates from one side to another on back, it's a 30-day cycle, right? So each part of the moon that's illuminated is indicating that it is a new time. You get what I'm saying? This is what the use of it was for. And every time it becomes a new moon, that's when it indicates a new month, right? Because there's how many days in a month? The average. How many days?
30 days.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, there you go. There's 30 days in a month. You get what I'm saying? And God set up a big clock in the sky so people can read. All right. Any more on that?
Sir.
Can you read verse 7 again for me, please?
Come on. It was verse 6, sir, if I may.
All right. You got it, boy.
He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times and a sign of the world.
And a sign of the world, right? The sky will tell you, what season it is as well, too, right? The way the stars are aligned when it comes to astronomy, right? From the celestial bodies that's in the sky, the stars, right? Each season, the stars are in a new pattern. You dig what I'm saying? If you look in the time where the way the sun, not the sun, the stars are aligned in the summer, it'll be completely different from what it does in the winter. You get what I'm saying? Because the axis from the earth shifts as well. The sky, the stars that's aligned, they illuminate in a different pattern. And then you have different cycles that tell you from the moon on what month you in, all of that. You get what I'm saying? Like the Lord set all of that pattern together here on earth. You get what I'm saying? This is how you know that there has to be a creator. You get what I'm saying? Like a big bang, right? Or just something spontaneous as an explosion, right? As if somebody didn't crafted that explosion, will have people think that all this has just happened by coincidence. You get what I'm saying? Like everything is put in a particular place for a particular use. You get what I'm saying? And the moon dictates that as well, right? Can you read verse 7 for me, please, Baba Kasha, Thamayan? I think verse 7 got some more to it. If you're reading, you got me.
Sir, can you hear me?
I hear you now.
Verse 7. From the moon is the sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection.
That does what?
A light that decreaseth in her perfection.
It decreases in her perfection, right? The Lord made it in that type of ordinance, right? For it to illuminate, shine in one part, and little by little, you see the crescent, then you see the half, then you see the half crescent. You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about, right? All that is put in design by God, right, to dictate the days of the month. You get what I'm saying? And each new moon dictates the new month. You know what I'm saying? And there's 4 seasons. The Lord set up the 4 seasons, right? The beginning of the seasons that the Lord set up will be what? Right? Our society will tell us that the beginning for us is the middle of winter, right? Nature don't even tell you that's a beginning season of the year, right? Right? By God design, what is the first season of the year?
Salaki, sir.
Go ahead.
The Passover. Oh, you
That's,
say season, right?
yeah, kind of season.
Yeah, I mean April, right? Or March. Oh, spring.
The water, give the brother a hand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Spring. How do we know that? How do we know? What is the obvious answer?
So like I said, if I may,
Go ahead.
because the new year start when the earth gives life.
Thank you. By nature. You know what I'm saying? He says when the earth gives life. So it's by nature. Like, let's say you didn't have the Bible that tells you that. If you could, Officer Thumb, y'all mute the phone real quick. There's a feedback.
Come.
Right? Let's say you didn't have the Bible that told you this already. Well, how else would you want to determine what is the starting season of the new year? All you have to do is look around you, right? Look around in nature, right? In the wintertime, animals are hibernating. Bears are hibernating. They're asleep, right? Everything is dead in winter. The leaves fall off the trees, right? You're in the dead cold, right? It ain't until springtime when things are starting to blossom up, right? The flowers start to grow back. Animals come out of hibernation. Things start to warm up. You know what I'm saying? By nature, it tells you that this is the beginning, right? Right? When things die off, that's, it's the end, right? When it comes back to life, it's something new. You get what I'm saying? Well, the Lord put that cycle together, right? And each high holy day is determined by that. You know what I'm saying? By the seasons, by the new moon, right? This day is for Passover because I can tell there's going to be a new moon on this day. You get what I'm saying? By reading those elements that the Lord provided for us is how we able to determine when is Passover, when is the Feast of Tabernacles, when is Purim, when is all the high Day of Atonement, all the high holy days. You know what I'm saying? This is how we determine it, right? Any more in that word?
La, sir.
All right. So yeah, I hope that answered your question, Officer Yawasop. You know what I'm saying? The new moon do determine the start of a new month, right? Now, of course, I do want to mention as well, you will have other groups out there who make the new moon a holy convocation, right? When nowhere in the Bible that the Lord determined a new month to be a high holy day, right? A new month is just a new month. Now, did they gather sometimes where it mentioned in the Bible they gathered for a feast during the new moon? Yes, I'm sure you could probably find that in the scriptures here too, right? But never was it ever mentioned as a law, right? It is not a law for you to celebrate the first of the month. You get what I'm saying? So when a new moon comes, that doesn't mean you have to, go into Sabbath mode and all of that. It's not a holy convocation. You know what I'm saying? The Lord has his high holy days, as written in Leviticus 23, right? And we base our calendar on what the Lord has set up on earth, right? All right, so I hope that answered your question, boy. So, of course, if anything, y'all brothers want to add anything, y'all go ahead. God, most high in Christ, boy. Most high in Christ. Any other questions? Any other questions? Feel free to ask. Feel free to ask.
Salaki, sir. Salaki, sir. We can't hear you.
All right. I don't know. Please let me know if y'all can hear me. Other than that, I'm gonna go on. All right. So
Sir.
you can hear me?
Con.
All right. Was I muted?
Yeah, you was muted while you were speaking, sir.
Oh man. So y'all ain't hear nothing I broke down, huh?
Lie, sir. Salaki.
Well, the moon tells you a new month. There you go. All right. That's a simple answer. But what I was gonna say is we're gonna jump into our topic, and the topic is the wilderness. The water. The water. Appreciate you. The wilderness. So we're gonna talk about how we fled out of Egypt and how we behaved while we was traveling from Egypt to our homeland. You get what I'm saying? So the thing is, while we was traveling, we was in the space in between that landmass, all right, the wilderness, for 40 years. All right. Now, I never walked from Egypt to Israel, but I doubt it will take 40 years to walk anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Let alone Egypt and Israel, being that these two land masses are so close to each other. Right. But the Lord had us in the wilderness for 40 years because we didn't know how to behave ourselves. Right? We didn't know how to conduct ourselves and control ourselves by the means of captivity that we was under for far so long. Right? So what he had Moses do is clean our act together, clean ourselves up. And those that didn't abide by it, man, he just got rid of them. Right? So we're gonna talk about that a little bit, right? Talk about how to understand the correlation of the wilderness and what you're going through today here in America, right? Of course, in the wilderness, we was on our way to freedom. Now we're not even being free here. We're not free here in America. You know what I'm saying? But you can see how people behave here, especially our people. You know what I'm saying? We are rebellious and stiff-necked people. You get what I'm saying? And you're gonna see the correlation on how it ties together, right? First, let me get Exodus 15 and 22 level Kasha.
Con.
word.
Okay. The book of Exodus, chapter 15, verse 22. So Moses brought Israel from the Red Sea,
Mm-hmm.
and they went out into the wilderness of Shur.
All right, so we are in the wilderness, right? The Lord split the Red Sea for us, and Moses, being the leader of the 12 tribes of Israel, escorted us out of Egypt. You know what I'm saying? During the Exodus, right? Read on.
And they went 3 days in the wilderness
Like 3 days, right? Remember, 3 days has passed. Read on.
and found no water.
And found what?
No water.
All right, there was no water to drink, right? Now, of course, water is a basic necessity for your needs, right? You need it to survive, right? God made your body that way, right? Now we're in the wilderness to freedom. You know what I'm saying? We're about to get our own. We ain't got to listen to Pharaoh no more. We ain't getting our backs whipped no more. We ain't doing none of that stuff, right? But the Lord is making sure that we are focusing on what's most important. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of times, by necessity, by the needs of your flesh, can have somebody become disloyal to God. Not only disloyal, but disloyal to integrity. You get what I'm saying? Meaning this, right? Because your body has natural needs, right? Your stomach growls, you gotta eat, right? You got, smell what you can smell, what you can taste. If it tastes good, you eat it. What you can touch, all of those things, right? What they call your five senses. You get what I'm saying? If you over exercise those senses and only focus on what's pleasing and what's going to satisfy those senses, right? That can turn your loyalty from what's most important, right? And doing things the right way, right? Because if a nigga's hungry enough, he just might kill somebody just so he can eat. If a nigga's hungry enough, he might dig in a trash can just so he can eat. You get what I'm saying? But the Bible teaches us how to be self-disciplined. Right? First, let me get something real quick. Let me get Colossians 3 and 5 real quick. Colossians 3 and 5 in the New Testament. And then we're gonna jump right back to Exodus.
Okay.
All right, you got that word.
Colossians chapter 3, verse 5. Mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth.
What the Lord say to do?
Mortify.
Mortify what? What did it say? Read on.
Therefore your members
Mm-hmm.
which are upon the earth.
Now let's start with the first word. What does the word mortify means? Could somebody tell me? Mortify. Word mortify.
So like you said,
Go ahead.
to feel embarrassed or ashamed or humiliated. The body or in its needs to be in its needs and desires.
You read that second definition one more time?
The body or its needs and desires.
The bodies,
self-denial or discipline.
Self-denial or discipline. Right? The Lord says to be disciplined. Discipline what? Your members. Right?
The flesh.
How do you, what is it? What's your members? What's your members? You say what?
It says, they wish to return to heaven by mortifying the flesh.
All right, so what is your flesh then?
The 5 senses.
How do you know this? It's just hey, God damn, I don't know how you know this. Your flesh, right? Your flesh is simply talking about your body. That's what flesh simply means. Now, of course, due to the brainwashing of Christianity, right, we hear certain words that comes from the Bible, and we always accumulate it to something derogatory, like it's a curse word or something, like the word heathen, like, oh, you a heathen, you just call me out my name or something, right? If you hear the word flesh, you think it's like, oh,
something spooky. Like, that's what I thought. At least that's I don't know. I was there. That's how they put it on me that it was something third dimensional or fourth dimensional that you can't see, some ghost or something. That's your flesh. But the word flesh is simply translating, talking about your body, physical body, right? And the members that is mentioned in here is talking about your body, your members, right? Why does it call it members in this verse in Colossians 3 and 5? Oh, I see some answers on here, so like I'm not ignoring y'all. Y'all said mortify is like embarrass, right? Most High in Christ to kill, Khan. Damn right, sis. Your flesh. Damn right. Right? Why does it mention the flesh as in members? Members meaning what?
So lucky.
Go ahead, soldier.
Is it talking about like your body as a whole, like your arm, like your thoughts, your feelings, your arms, legs,
Get it, brother, ahead.
the body.
Right. Get it, brother, ahead. Right? Your body parts. Right? Your arm, your hand, your feet. Right? All these things, right? That triggers your senses as well, too. Right? Your nose and your tongue, that triggers your senses, but they're members of your body, meaning they're all attached into one, right? The Lord is saying you have to be disciplined in your members and your body. You get what I'm saying? Meaning you control your body, right? Don't allow your body to control you. You get what I'm saying? And oftentimes that could be the case where we fall weak and we allow our bodies to control ourselves. Meaning what? If something tastes good enough, regardless if it's against God or not, guess what? We go, your finger looking good. You know what I'm saying? We're going to take that pork, take all that sloppy pork grease, rub it on our face. You know what I'm saying? Stuff our mouth with the pork because it has that salty, sweet, savory taste that everybody loves to try, right? Your taste buds tell you it's good. So, in essence, what you tell your mind is that it is good. I should be eating this because it tastes good. You get what I'm saying? Same thing when it comes with pleasure, right? Some people will find pleasure in, sticking their thing and whatever behind. You get what I'm saying? And if they find an orgasm or excitement out of it, right? In essence, they're telling their mind that it's good for them to do it. Love is love. I was born this way. I was supposed to be doing this. You get what I'm saying? When that is not the case, right? Because your body tells you it's good doesn't mean it's good for you. You get what I'm saying? And if you don't cut certain things off, even things that are lawful, and you become too excessive on relying on your instincts, guess what? You can become disloyal to your own integrity and towards God. You get what I'm saying? Right? So that's why it's always good to mortify your members. Right? The simple way to say that, to mortify your members, is what? To have what? I think I said it earlier.
Salakis.
Go ahead.
Self-control.
There you go. Get a brother hand. Have self-control. Discipline. Control your body. Oh, man. Oh, man. There we go. What's going on, Warrior?
You know it, sir.
Lord, damn right. Got the mighty man, Austin the Shock, out of West Palm Beach. You know what I mean? Holding it down as usual. The water for hopping on.
No sweat, sir. My pleasure.
Oh, sign Christ. So, any more in that Trooper Canuck? Or that was it on the verse?
Sir, there's more on it.
All right, you get down, Warrior.
Colossians 3 and 5. Mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth. Fornication, uncleanness.
There you go. Read on.
Anointed. So lucky.
What did it say? Inordinate affection or something like that?
Inordinate affection.
Okay.
evil concup- con, concep-
Concupiscence.
concupiscence. Good night.
Yeah, God. It just sounds disgusting, huh?
Yeah, he can't even get to that. At least I couldn't.
God.
So lucky. Evil
Nah,
concupiscence
mm-hmm.
and covetousness, which is idolatry.
Right, which is idolatry, right? Read on.
Verse 6. For which things shake the wrath of the power cometh on the children of disobedience.
Right. You know what I'm saying? The Lord will punish you if you live after your flesh. Right? Because the thing is, the Lord implied into man another set of senses. The sixth sense is for you to be spiritual, right? His laws, right? To have a conscious mind to understand what's right and what's wrong according to God, right? He gave man that ability, right? But animals, on the other hand, they live based off of instinct, right? They live animalistic. You know what I'm saying? A dog will eat its own throw up. You get what I'm saying? That's how an animal thinks. They don't have the conscious mind like a human does to be like, maybe this is wrong. I shouldn't be doing this, right? But God gave man that ability. You get what I'm saying? And if you
Yeah.
don't apply it, it will cause you to fall into the things that was just listed in this scripture, right? Fall into fornication, right? What is fornication? Can anybody tell me what fornication is?
Adultery?
That's one example of it, right? Damn right. That's right. That's right. 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 Officer Yawasop. Right. Unlawful sex, right? Which is adultery is unlawful. You know what I'm saying? Incest is unlawful. Bestiality is unlawful. And guess what? They might cancel me for this, y'all. Guess what? LGBTQ sex is unlawful as well, too.
That's
You get what
right.
I'm saying? All of that is fornication, right? Uncleanliness, right? What is that? What is that talking about?
Carrying germs with you?
None of this. What by doing what though? What are you doing? All right. There's certain things on this earth that the Lord told us, man. You got to make sure you clean after you do this. All right.
So
So
lucky,
after
sir.
you do that, go ahead.
Is it like okay, like is this one example like after you lay down with your woman, you gotta clean yourself off
Mm-hmm.
and eating unlawful food,
Mm-hmm.
being around things like a dead body,
Mm-hmm.
touching unlawful foods.
Right. Damn right. Give the brother a hand. You know what I'm saying? Not worried about what the Lord told you to do, right? Because you're only following your flesh, right? So you're gonna lay down with whoever you want to lay down with, all throughout the multiple times throughout the day, not worrying about who you laying down with, and after that, your first thought is not to clean myself up or do what I got to do. You go on to the next person and do it all over again. And guess what? In between time, you might pick up some pork that you want to eat. You know what I'm saying? So you staying unclean throughout the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Never allowed in the temple because you're staying unclean and doing nothing that the Lord required to do because you have no discipline. You get what I'm saying? You have no discipline, right? Inordinate affection. What is that? I like the answer that the sister put too, foul in all matters, right? You gotta have it all.
Unordinate affection?
Yeah, inordinate affection.
So lucky, sir.
Go ahead.
Did you say is there any more on there?
No, somebody can tell me what inordinate affection is.
Oh, inordinate.
Something that's excessive or that goes way beyond normal limits is inordinate. Like an overly obsessive love for chocolate or fantasy football junkie who spends an inordinate amount of time checking his team. So any like over obsession.
Right, that goes beyond normality, right?
So how do you know it's like more than normal?
That goes this. That's a good question, right? Right, because the root word to inordinate is ordinary, right? Ordinate, right? Something that's in order, right? That's the way it's designed to be, right? If something is inordinate, that means it's not in order, right? Now, if you have an affection for something, an ordinary affection between, let's say, for an example, a man and a woman, that's ordinary, right? I got a ride, you got a box, let's put it together, boom, let's have a children. You get what I'm saying? That's ordinary, right? Now, what is an example of inordinate affection? Anybody?
Slocky, sir.
Go ahead.
Come, if I may, like you was just bringing out, like there's relationships. We got children. We know we got nephews and nieces. There's a certain affection you can have for your children and your nieces and nephews. But an inordinate affection would be something that would be wrong. You know what I mean? Like trying to, molest them or something like that. You know what I mean?
And how do we know these things are not ordinary?
Because
how do we do with go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
You want me to answer, sir?
Yeah, you got to worry. My bad.
The only way we're gonna know is by what our power told us what we can and cannot do. Law.
Right. Give both y'all exactly right. You know what I'm saying? The laws of God tells you that is not ordinary, right? And the beauty of it is the Lord placed consequences behind it to teach you that is not ordinary. You get what I'm saying? That's why you have HIV, which is the number one disease amongst the LGBTQ community. Now, am I lying? Right? It's facts. You know what I'm saying? The health department will tell you. The what is it called? WHO, World Health Organization will tell you. Right? The number one disease within the LGBT community is HIV. Right? It is a quote unquote. They say it's like a slander if you mention a gay person to have AIDS, like the baby did when he was performing. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got AIDS and now they cancel the LGBTQ community, canceled them. You get what I'm saying? Because that is a gay disease. Sorry to cut it to you. You know what I'm saying? Well, guess who brought that disease about? God did. You know what I'm saying? Because he's trying to teach you that is not ordinary. Your affection is not ordinary, right? But if you following your body, following your rod, following your box, you'll do whatever it takes to please it. Regardless if it's a little boy, another man, another woman, another man's wife, you'll do whatever it takes, right? Because you don't know how to mortify your members, right? Self-discipline, right? All right. Evil concupiscence. What is concupiscence? I just want to mention, I don't mean to ignore y'all answers in the chat. I do see you, sis, my best. Salakia. Let me just read this out real quick, Trooper Knot. The sister says something unseemly, lust, gluttony, sexual deviance is most likely accompanied with behavior that goes against the Most High. Damn right. All right. Go ahead, Trooper Knot.
Oh no, I was just want to say while you was on that subject, I'm pretty sure y'all don't seen them commercials now. They saying they got this medicine where the gay community community can take, and they can't be AIDS can't be transmitted through sex.
Mm.
They got this
I'm
medicine now.
I'm happy that you mentioned that, Trooper Canop. You know what I'm saying? Because that goes perfect of what we're talking about, right? Even in the commercial, they make it seem like they're just having a good day. The sun is shining on them. They going to work. You know, they might ride their bike to work, you know, and they talking in the background, yeah, I'm living with AIDS, but I got such and such. Well, guess what? AIDS is not no pleasant disease to live with. Guess what? It's like any other sickness, right? You're going to have your highs and your lows. But when it comes to this one, when the lows hit, it could be fatal. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is not something that you can just get rid of, right? Because once you're affected, guess what? It's going to hit you. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to be alive wishing you were dead. You get what I'm saying? There's some things on earth that's far more worse than death. You know what I'm saying? While you sitting in that hospital bed looking like a twig because that HIV is eating your flesh alive and you're wheezing and coughing for your next breath while they got you on the respirator, you're going to wish that you would never live that lifestyle. You get what I'm saying? You're going to wish that, Lord, just take me. And so I don't have to go through this pain. You know what I'm saying? But they'll brainwash you and make you think it's fun. You get what I'm saying? Well, if you don't have the self-discipline and to know that it is against God, you know what I'm saying, you will witness the wrath of God if you're not careful. So I'm glad that you brought that up. I'm gonna say, obviously, Isupk said can't live with the disease. I always notice how they always, the sister said, I always notice how they always make these commercials with all the tribes. Exactly, man. It always got to be either a black man, Hispanic man, or, you know. You know what I'm saying? And Big Trevi, and on the commercial, it's blacks and Hispanics, right? You know what I'm saying? That's what they do. That's what they do, man. You know what I'm saying? They try to give you fun, pleasure. Everything looks pleasurable. You know what I'm saying? Because they know that's what they can use to captivate you. Right? Target your flesh, target your body, target pleasure, and guess what? You will become dishonest and disloyal to your God. You know what I'm saying? So anything your brothers want to point out too as well. But
if I may, sir.
Go ahead, soldier.
Yeah, what that thing y'all talking about, you know, how they portray blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in those commercials. At the same time, like when they show a black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, they are, you know, dressed up as a woman or, you know, looking half crazy. But when they show, you know, the like, let's say Esau, he just look like a normal person. You know what I mean? Like they are sexual deviants by nature. Like when we do it, we are totally out of character. You know what I'm saying? We got to look like somebody else or something else. When to them it's just natural. You know what I mean? Like that's just what they are. You know what I mean?
Damn right. What you said at that camp that one day? They are troglodytes.
Yeah,
right. God, caveman. Right. That's what it means, right?
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Think how a caveman lived.
Cave dweller.
A cave dweller. Think how he lived. You know what I mean? You know the caveman, right? What they call Neanderthals.
Right.
They was eating out of skulls. Skulls of their own relatives. Meanwhile, Adam was civilized.
Right.
While everybody else was living like a damn cave dweller, putting whatever they want in their mouth because their tongue tells them to put it in their mouth, or because their nose tells them to put it in their mouth, Adam was given the breath of life. You know what I'm saying? The laws of God.
That's
you know
right,
what I'm saying? And these laws is only for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians for us to rule this earth, for us to live, right? And not to be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, Austin the Shock, man, these other nations, they doing that. They still out there eating from skulls, right? They still eating brains, drinking blood, eating. Then COVID-19 come from eating bats.
Come.
You know what I'm saying? That's what they want to do. Because right? They have no discipline. They have no ceiling. They have no standards to their spirit and to their behavior, right? Like an animal does, right? But what God did, he separated us from other people, right? And gave us restrictions on how to live so we don't commit self-harm to ourselves, right? You know what I'm saying? So we don't do anything that can harm ourselves, man. Right? He's trying to protect you from your own self.
Right.
Right? You don't want to do nothing in too much as essence, right? You want to be in moderate. You want to be moderate in all things, right? That's why the Bible is saying mortify your members, because too much of anything, regardless if it's lawful or unlawful, too much of anything is not good for you, right? So you want to pace yourself while you're doing it, because if you do it excessively, right, eventually it's going to turn into fornication, right? Eventually it's going to turn into evil concupiscence if you're not careful. You get what I'm saying? All right, and like what happened to us in the wilderness. So for time's sake, we're gonna jump back to the story of the wilderness, but make sure you look up the definitions of those and y'all can understand what that is, right? So let's jump back to Exodus 15 on where we left off.
Sir.
All right, let me just read this comment real quick. This is said he wouldn't understand the concept of mortifying his members, everything up for grabs. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? This is what he teaches us, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, to behave like. You know what I'm saying? To live off of your members, right? But you got a warrior trooper cannot.
Sir. Verse 23. Well, I'll read 22 over again, sir. So
All right.
the book of Exodus, chapter 15, verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
So Moses brought Israel from the Red Sea, and they went out into the wilderness of Shur.
Mm-hmm.
And they went 3 days in the wilderness and found no water.
Found no water. Read on.
And when they came to Marah, they could not drink of the waters of Marah.
Right.
For they were bitter.
Right. What is this talking about? What does it mean it was bitter? I don't know if y'all ever remember the precept that we read in Ecclesiasticus about medicine and water. Right. What does it mean that the water was bitter?
It was like tart, sir? Or like it wasn't good?
Maybe if we read on, maybe it'll refresh in your mind. You had something else to tell me, young?
Does it mean like the water wasn't drinkable?
Right.
Like,
It was it what? If it's not drinkable, then what is it?
It's no good.
Right.
Polluted.
Right. It's polluted. Right. You know what I'm saying? This is water that, you can probably go in your backyard and if you live near a lake, right, you won't just simply just put your hand in the water and drink out of it. Why is that? Why is that? Why is it not smart to just go in your backyard and scoop up the water out the lake and just drink it in your mouth? Why is that not smart?
Like you said.
You said, what's this? Dead animals, right? And dead animals create what, right? Probably dead fishes in there, whatever. They create what?
Toxins.
This is a good answer, right? What you had off the thumb of y'all?
I often say like it's good to like drink water that's like running from like rivers and stuff, like going down mineral rocks and stuff like that.
Which is true. Right? Because those mineral rocks are doing what to the water?
To like it.
Go ahead.
It can cause all different kind of bacteria that bees in the water, but the running water, like Officer Thumian said, it purifies the water.
There you go. It filters the water for you, right? The mineral rocks is capturing, like Officer Isupk said, the germs and the bacteria and the parasites, right? It's capturing all these things. You know, Y'all can hear me?
Come.
So it's capturing all these things, right? Right. So when we was in the wilderness, there was water present, but it was not running water, right? There was no mineral rocks to filter it, right? So this water was polluted, like the sister said as well too. You know what I'm saying? The water was polluted. It was bitter, right? They tasted like, shoot, I might get sick off of this, right? Read on.
Contact. And when they came to Marah, they could not drink of the waters of Marah, for they were bitter. Therefore, the name of it was called Marah. And the people murmured against Moses. Murmured against Moses.
Right. What does it mean to murmur against? What did they do?
What?
That's talking fast. Good answer. What else? What you had? Who's that? Salaki? My bad.
Me, sir. Officer Tamayon.
Officer Tamayon, you got a voice.
They were talking crazy. They were gossiping about it.
There you go. That's a fitting answer right there. You know what I'm saying? To the brother's hand. You know what I'm saying? They were talking drunk about Moses. Right? Think about it. They in a place where nobody's inhabiting right now. Right? There's no stores they can go to and buy some water. There's nobody around but them. All right? And they're coming from a place where there was water present. How do you think that would make them feel? All right? But the problem is they wasn't supposed to be in that spirit. They wasn't supposed to be in that mind state because they're only focusing their flesh and not focus on the spirit, the right thing that the Lord is trying to do this to free us. The Lord is about to give us our own land. But the only thing that they're concerned with is their members, their body. You know what I'm saying? I need some water. Nigga, Moses don't know what he's doing. You got us out here in the hot ass desert. What are you talking about? Promised land, milk and honey. I need some honey right now. I need some milk right now. You know how Negroes, you know what I'm saying? When niggas get, niggas will murmur on you. You know what I'm saying? For real. You know what I mean? It's all over social media, right? Before that, they was doing it to Moses. Moses was the leader of our people. You know what I'm saying? And they murmured against him, all because their members wasn't satisfied, right? Read on. Oh, anything your brothers want to add too, man? Salaki, my fault. If anything your brothers want to add as well.
Salaki, sir, if I may.
Go ahead, Soda.
That what made them like so evil back then because they seen the power of the Most High, and they still came against Moses.
Damn right. Kai, you was able there. Kai, yeah, he said like they seen the power of God, but they still turned against Moses. Meaning, this is after the Lord split the Red Sea, right? That's a miracle. Imagine a big body of water just splitting in half and you walking on dry land. I mean, if that don't make you believe in God, I don't know what will. But even after that, our people was like, 3 days, nigga. Moses, nigga, I need some water. I need some champagne. I need some beer. I need the wine that we had in Egypt. I need all of that. You know what I'm saying? Because freedom wasn't enough for us, like General Muhammad brought up. You get what I'm saying? That wasn't enough for us. Right? We needed something right now. Instant gratification. Right? That's how people live today. I need a like right now. Share, like, instant gratification. They need to be popular in 5 seconds. Go viral. You know what I'm saying? Instead of working their way to the top.
If I may,
you know what I'm saying? Oh, go ahead, Soldier.
No, that's heavy what you're saying because, like you said, people today, when we say the kingdom of heaven, they picture, something already made, something already created, something already built is going to come out the sky and land, and all they got to do is go in and enjoy it. They don't think about the work. No, you got to work. You got to build it up, build that kingdom up from the ground up. They don't see that. All they want is instant. They want it to come out the sky, land on the ground, and then go in and live lovely. When that's not how it happens. You have to get in this body that Christ started and built, and we continue today and build up that kingdom. Make that kingdom happen in the earth by doing what it needs to be done.
Damn right, Soldier. Damn right. It takes work. Takes work. You know what I'm saying? But because it's not pleasurable, Austin the shot, You know, there's not enough pleasure in doing it.
Yeah,
you know?
and it's so heavy, sir. If I may,
Go ahead, so
you know, it's all about brotherhood and sisterhood. That's the big part of it. You know what I mean? A brother has an issue, you should be there to help him. A sister has an issue, you should be there to help them. I'm not saying, you know what I mean, carry them, but if they fall, you got like sister coming back from the Passover. You know what I mean? She caught a flat tire. We was up all night calling and doing this and doing that, you know what I mean, to make sure she got home safe. You know what I'm saying? We could have, you know, that's just how it is. We're not going to ignore it. We're building the kingdom. That's part of it. Now she got to see it, and something she'll never forget. And she'll be like, them brothers serious. They, you know what I mean? They're for real. You know what I mean? This is what it's all about, sir.
Damn right. So the Most High in Christ, man. You know what I'm saying? Out there being a vanguard for our people, man. You know what I'm saying? Because without that, you know what I'm saying, our oppressor will have us doing all type of mysterious things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Things that should not even be brought up. Right. That they're promoting in society today. Right. These records give us the self-discipline that we need. You know what I'm saying? Without it, man, nobody will take care of nobody. If there's no nobody will take care of nobody.
Right.
Because if it's not a benefit to me, why should I want to help you?
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what it means to be selfish with your members and not having it mortified. You know what I'm saying? Anything else y'all brothers want to add or brother read on? All right, you can continue on, Trooper Canot.
Cut on cut. Sorry. Cut over constant. Verse 24. And the people murmured against Moses, saying, what shall we drink? And he cried unto the Lord, and the Lord showed him a tree, which when he had cast it into the waters were made sweet.
The waters was what?
Made sweet.
What does it mean, made sweet?
Made slucky. Made drinkable, sir.
Get it, brother, and
clean.
Made drinkable. Now, how is this possible? Now, this is just a side note, right? But I just want to just break this part down. How is it possible for a piece of wood to make water drinkable? How is that possible? Just a side note.
If I could.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's just like what we was talking about earlier. You know what I mean? You would, the wood would clean the water up. It would filter it or whatever.
There you go. It filters the water, right?
Charcoal.
Charcoal is made from burnt wood, right? Charcoal is used to filter water, right? If you ever own a Brita, there's a little piece of charcoal in that joint, right? The reason why is because it's filtering out your water. It's taking all the impurities and purifying your water. You know what I'm saying? So Moses was given that understanding, that wisdom, thousands of years ago from the Most High. To burn some wood, put in this damn water, boil it up in a pot, and guess what? People will be able to drink it. You get what I'm saying? It was made good. And this is what the Lord did for us in the wilderness. Now, some people, you would have thought we'd have been satisfied then. You would have thought we'd have been looking, we got water. Moses taught us how to purify our water. We good. By ourselves, we good. You get what I'm saying? Read on.
Come. It's like it. And the water was made sweet. There he made for them a statute and an ordinance, and there he proved them.
He did what?
Proved them.
He did what?
Proved them.
What does that mean? Go ahead, sis.
My version says tested.
Oh, well, yeah, you got that is the Gideon joint. But that is the answer, yeah. Right. To test them. To try them. You know what I mean? He put us in the wilderness to try us. It was a trial to see if we're willing to suffer for freedom or not. You get what I'm saying? Like Jenna Mahan brought out. And Austin Isupk mentioned in the class too. Heaven is not going to come falling out the sky. You know what I'm saying? This freedom is not going to come back. It's not going to come by you just sitting back and wishing for it. All right? If you really want to be free from this captivity to where you own land, you own homes, you got cattle at your leisure, you got clothes at your leisure, riches at your leisure. If you want the rulership of the planet Earth, guess what? You're going to have to suffer for it.
You have to learn how to get there.
Exactly. And the way you learn to get there is doing what? Which is true. Mortify your members, right? Which is right, which causes people to suffer, right? Because it's fun not to mortify your members, right? But it's a suffering to discipline your members, to restrain your members. You dig what I'm saying? So this is what we got to do. We got to learn how to be self-disciplined. The Lord put us in the wilderness to prove us, right? Let's get some more. Let's get Exodus 16:1. Baba Kasha. Jump me down to 16:1. Chupakanat Baba Kasha.
Gun on the gun.
Got it.
Exodus chapter 16, verse 1. And they took their journey from Elim, and all the congregation of the children of Israel came into the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai.
Right. So we traveling in the wilderness. We moving along. Go ahead.
On the 15th day of the second month after their departing out of the land of Egypt.
Guess what? Time was going on. People demands became more eager. Right? Your body's just starting to tell them things. Read on.
And the whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness.
Right. What did we say murmuring was? There you go. Talking mess. Talking against. You know what I'm saying? Talking down on their leader, on who God chose for them. Right? Read on.
And the children of Israel said unto them, would to God we had died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the flesh pots, and when we did eat bread to the full, for ye have brought us forth into the wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger.
With what?
With hunger.
This is what they was murmuring against Moses. Right. Because they wanted to go back to slavery. They wanted to be slaves. You know why? Because what slave master provided them? They provided them food. You know what I'm saying? They have food to eat. And then too much growling in their tummies can make somebody do something that's not inordinate. That's not ordinate. You know what I'm saying? It can cause somebody to do something inordinate. You get what I'm saying? Like the same, like I mentioned earlier in the class, the same way you'll see somebody picking out the trash. Like what would make somebody actually go into a trash can and dig out of it for, let's say, a cigarette, right? So people will do that. They need to smoke a cigarette and they'll look in a trash can just to hit that cigarette. What you think will make somebody do that?
Addiction.
That's in a hard addiction, right? Because they attach that cigarette to one of their members. It's a bodily craving now at this point. You get what I'm saying? Where their body craves it. They want it. So it'll push them, it'll drive them to do things that they won't normally do, like a crackhead would do, or any other addiction. You get what I'm saying? Like somebody with addiction will be pushed to do things that they're not comfortable with doing if they were sober. You get what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Like go against having your own woman, someone being a slave.
Say that one more time so my voice.
Like their hunger made them want to go back to being treated
like crap. Right, damn right, sis. You know what I'm saying? That's the same way with somebody who will degrade themselves by digging in the trash can. Why would you degrade yourself for a piece of food? Why would you want to be a slave just for a piece of food? You know why? Because you're following your belly. Following your belly. You're following your flesh, your body. You get what I'm saying? That's what you follow. Your stomach is growling. You know what I'm saying? It tells you the gray matter. Yeah, you have to put something in your mouth. And if you don't get it now, I'm going to speak against God if I don't get it. You get what I'm saying? And God knows we need these things. God knows we needed food in the wilderness. You think God is going to have us out there with no food and be like, all right, nigga, figure it out? He knows we need food. But what he wanted to see, how loyal we are to him. That's what he really wanted to see, right? And if you ever, this is one factor I try to consider. If you ever see somebody, you know, that's highly excessive and the rush, that's what I like to call it, where they need it now and want to do now. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, I'm not saying this complete 10 out of 10 truth, but 9 times out of 10, that person is not a loyal person, right? Because given the opportunity where they have to starve or they have to thirst, they will turn on you. You get what I'm saying? And that's what God wanted to see in us. You get what I'm saying? Not that he wanted to starve us, but he wanted to see if we're willing to turn on him. Right? Read on. Or anything y'all brothers want to add too, y'all can add. You know what I mean? But you got it, Trooper Godot.
Come on, sir.
Go ahead.
And the children's Slacky. Then said the Lord unto Moses, behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you.
Dang, Moses that nigga, boy. He said, you know what? I ain't even gonna sweat it. I'm gonna holler at the Most High. No sweat. And he gonna rain down bread from heaven. Now, was this actually loaves of bread just floating down from the sky, steamy, and then softly, gently landing on the ground, like, you know, like some cartoon? What does it mean that the Lord rained bread from heaven? What is this talking about? Maybe it'll say it along further down, does it? All right, what is this bread talking about?
Swap, sir.
Go ahead.
Is this when he's talking about the manna?
Right, get a brother a hand. You know what I'm saying? Manna, right? Manna is a little seed, right? It's like this is not too big. It's a little seed, right? Well, God was allowing that coming down, like raining those seeds, and we'll gather those seeds and grind it in the mill, right? Grind it until it becomes like a flour state, and then we'll make bread out of that. You know what I'm saying? That's why it says that he made bread come from out of heaven, because he was providing us with the grain that we needed to make the bread. You get what I'm saying? And that's because Moses pleaded with us, right? Read on.
And the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day, that I may prove them.
That he may do what?
Prove them.
There goes that word again. That he may prove them. And remember what we said prove means? That he may test them. Right? Read on.
Whether they will walk in my law or no.
All right. Whether we'll follow Moses or not. Right? Now, how does that correlate to today? Can anybody help me out with that? How would that, go ahead, sis. How would that correlate today?
Basically, it's a bunch of things that are being advertised for the world to just grab for all the worldly pleasures and all this other stuff. But then there's like, we know what we're not supposed to do. We know whether it's our senses or whether it's violence. So.
Yeah, that's a good answer. I'll take that. Get it. I don't know if y'all heard it. You know what I'm saying? Get a sister in hand. You know what I'm saying? This world provides you with fantasy. Y'all can hear me?
Come.
All right. This world will provide you with fantasy. You know what I'm saying? It'll provide you with things that's only self-satisfying, that's temporary, and that's not long living, or that's not good for your spirit. You know what I'm saying? This is what the world will provide you. In today's society, so much of our people will fall for that, right? They're living for the temporary satisfaction, the temporary rest. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever pleases their flesh is that what they're going to gravitate towards. You know what I'm saying? Instead of not willing to discipline themselves, right? To do the due diligence of what it takes to become spiritual, right? To become a servant of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? They rather fall into their flesh, into their members. You get what I'm saying? Like, our people, so much so, they're willing to sell drugs to one another. You know what I'm saying? Like, just so they can get, I don't know, sneakers on their feet, right? Because they want to, when they walk, they want their shoes to glitter a certain way. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Certain niggas are selling drugs because, they feel like their refrigerator is more important than your refrigerator that the nigga that they're giving the drugs to. All right. So they got to, make some money so they can put food in their fridge. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, you selling the food that's in your fridge so you can buy the drugs. You know what I'm saying? But who cares? He got to eat. Right? Because when his belly get to growling, he got to eat. You know what I'm saying? They got us doing so much things against the Most High when we only follow our flesh. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's good to fast. It's good to discipline yourself. You get what I'm saying? To do these things, right? Because it teaches you how not to be excessive, right? Food and water is the basic necessities of living. You need it. Without food or water, you will die in a couple of weeks or whatever. You'll die. You know what I'm saying? It's your necessity, right, to survival, right? Now, if you deny yourself of what's necessary for it to survive, imagine the things that you took on as a dependent that are not necessary for your body for survival that you'll be able to deny. You get what I'm saying? Because, listen, we are in these bodies. Of course, certain things we eat is going to taste good. Certain things we do is going to feel good. We in these bodies. You get what I'm saying? But you want to make sure you do things in moderation. Take your time, pace yourself, mortify your body. Fast when necessary. Cut it off when necessary. Do it only once a week if necessary. Do it only once a month if necessary. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about things that's lawful, of course. I'm not saying doing what you want once a month. That's unlawful. Things that are lawful to do. You know what I'm saying? Because in these bodies, if you do it in excess, you know what I'm saying, it can promote a bad habit, right? It can grow into a bad habit. All right. So let's continue on. Or anything your brothers want to add as well, too.
If I may, sir.
Go ahead, Soda.
Like what you're saying, because you asked for an example, of when you said the word prove. And I feel like, you know what I mean, the Lord's trying to prove us right now today. We on the bottom. And he's trying to prove us by seeing if we'll still serve him in the ghetto, on the bar, in the barrios, on the reservation. We go out and we cry aloud to our people. You know what I mean? We tell them, about these laws, statutes, and commandments, and the Lord is trying to prove them and see if they'll, come in and follow his laws, statutes, and commandments. Even though, our oppressor is supplying them with flesh pots, you know what I mean? And all the things that they desire, will you, not do that and just serve the Lord? You know what I mean?
Right.
That's it right there.
Damn right.
You mortify your members, and deny yourself cigarettes and marijuana and all these other things, and serve the Lord.
Damn right, soldier. Damn right. This present captivity is your wilderness, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. This is your wilderness, right? And Commander General Yohana is your Moses. You get what I'm saying? And if you're not mortifying your members, if you're not becoming self-disciplined, you know what I'm saying, you're going to receive the wrath of the Most High, man. You know what I'm saying? And you won't find freedom. Right? By becoming disciplined is how we're going to find freedom. Following Commander General Yohana This is how we're gonna find freedom. Go ahead, Austin. The shot.
Anybody who knows Commanding General Yohana and they're not in this truth, they murmur against Commanding General Yohana.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? Ooh-wee. There's been a lot of murmuring for the past few days. You know what I'm saying? We heard a few. You know what I'm saying? Extremists, terrorist group. You know what I'm saying? All because, we wasn't out there breakdancing, or giving out, pork hot dogs or something like that for everybody to eat. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? If we was out there on the grill cooking up some ribs, man, we would have been the biggest love group. You know what I'm saying? Everybody would love us. You know what I'm saying? But because we're doing something that causes you to have restrictions, seems a little extreme. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be free to do what you want. You know what I'm saying? But not with God. You know what I'm saying? You don't have that liberty to do what you want. He created you. He knows what's good for you and what's not good for you. You know what I'm saying? He gave you the manuscript to follow, abide by. And if you don't follow it, it's going to be detrimental to your own self. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, soldier.
No, I was just going to say, and if we also taught that a man can only have one wife, we'll be loved too.
Right. Damn right. If we listen, if I could pan around this room, then you know what I'm saying, there ain't nobody here, you know what I'm saying? But hey, but if of course, you know what I'm saying, I got the one sister here rocking out with me, big up to her, you know what I'm saying? But if I was out here talking about, you know what I'm saying, you can have only one wife, and by God, you're supposed to have one wife, and when we get to the kingdom, that's when you have multiple wives. Guess what? This whole damn room would have been filled up. You get what I'm saying? It would have been filled up. But as soon as they hear that a man can have more than one woman, no. You know what I'm saying? It goes against what they feel, for their bodies and what they like. You know what I'm saying? It's rather than what God likes. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Soldier.
Now that's heavy because, the whole fantasy of us getting the kingdom and it's falling out the sky, and we go in and live in it and inhabit it. If you don't believe that a man can have more than one wife now, when you go into that kingdom, you're going to go into that kingdom thinking the same thing you think now. You know what I mean? So
it's a hustle, the shot. It's all a hustle. You know what I'm saying? It's the fine print. Man, I was listening on the way down back from Passover, man. We was listening to the comedy show. You know what I'm saying? The Cat Williams was talking about drugs these days on the commercial. They used to whisper the side effects. They used to say, if you take this, the side effects are, say it real fast. You say that nowadays, they'll yell out the side effects. And he's like, damn, I can't take nothing nowadays. But I'm just saying that these Israelite groups are that. They are whispering the fine prints. They're the kingdom of heaven. That's when you're going to have another wife, which makes no sense.
Right?
You're working towards to get to the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
Why is it that I have to wait to get to the kingdom of heaven in order for me to have another wife when Christ himself said the kingdom of heaven is within you? Then what the hell am I working for?
God.
Am I working to build up the white man's society or God's society?
Right. You're proving yourself right now.
Exactly. You got to prove, like Austin Shock just said, you got to prove yourself right now. Right? If it's something that is lawful unto God, guess what? There's no problem with it. Now, it's up to a man to have more than one if he wants to, but there is no law against it.
Right.
It is not a sin if a man takes 2 wives, 3 wives, 4 wives, 6 wives, 7 wives, 8 wives, 10, however he feels is necessary for him. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the Lord can bless him with. You know what I'm saying? But for you to teach that you have to have one wife, you know what I'm saying? You're just hustling the woman for money. All right? Like I said, I ain't got nobody in here, but you know, I be by myself for the most part this shot. You know what I'm saying? Big up to the sister rocking with me. But other than that, man, I could have been rich in the shot. We could have had a building already, sir. You know what I mean? I could have had a building.
Could have had
if I would have told her. I would have told a sister that, listen, one husband, one wife. A man gonna only have one wife. Guess what? I'll take all the time's money with that. You know what I'm saying? She'll give me all the money. She can pay me this fund and that fund. As long as she's comfortable with knowing that her man would never have to share. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't mean to switch topics, but we turn up, we turn up what is necessary. But anything y'all brothers want to add on as well?
Slight, sir, if I may.
Go ahead, Soda.
That scripture that they pull about a man having one wife, it never says a man should have one wife. It says a bishop.
And how many bishops do they do that they have?
Wow.
Is everybody bishop in their organizations?
Lie.
I don't know. I mean, was Christ a bishop? Was Paul a bishop?
Would you say again, sir?
Nah, never mind. No, it's all good, man. You know what I'm saying? Listen, we all know, you know what I'm saying, that people will do things. They're compromised and become disloyal to God, all to satisfy their flesh. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is, man. You know what I'm saying? So jump me down, unless somebody else wanted to say something. But we're going to jump down for time's sake. Jump me down to verse 8, Baba Kasha.
Khan. Exodus chapter 16, verse 8. And Moses said, this shall be when the Lord shall give you in the evening flesh to eat, and in the morning bread to the full.
Mm-hmm.
For that the Lord heareth your murmuring, which ye murmured against him. And what are we? Ye murmurings are not against us, but against the Lord.
Guess what? Them talking down on Moses was not talking down on Moses. They was talking down on the Lord. Because the Lord chose Moses. Right? The Lord chose Moses. Right? And at this time, while we was going through the wilderness, Moses was getting our act together, man. Getting us right with the Most High. Right? And Moses also mentioned that there'll be another prophet, one like unto your brothers, you know what I'm saying, who'll be just like me. All right, let's get John chapter 6, verse 26. Right? He prophesied the coming of our King Yahushua. And guess what? Christ had to deal with the same issue. All right? Everybody love Christ, don't they? Don't everybody love God? Everybody love God, man. Guess what? I was walking in the library today. I asked a random brother, do you love God? He said, yeah, of course I do. I said, come to class, brother, come to class. He said, hold on now.
Don't love him like that.
Yeah, he said, hold on now. I love God now, but I ain't trying to hear his word now. You know what I mean? Nah, I don't know. But listen, you know what I'm saying? Listen, everybody claims to love Jesus Christ, but guess what? Christ had a lot of enemies. And he had a lot of pushback from people that claim to follow him, right? So let's get John 6:26, Baba Shah.
The book of John, chapter 6, verse 26. And Yahushua answered them and said, verily, verily, I say unto you, ye seek me, not because ye saw the miracles, but because ye did eat of the loaves and were filled.
Right. This was the time when Christ fed 5,000 people. Right. If y'all familiar with the story, he made them sit down in companies by ranks, and he broke off the loaves of bread, and he had an expandable amount and never ran out. And he had 2 loaves of, was it 7 bread and two fishes, I think, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? He had a small amount that couldn't feed 5,000. And the miracle is that he was able to break off and give these people food to eat, right? So now they're coming back to him. He's back in the city, And he's like, listen, y'all not even seeking me because I did this miracle, right? Because I'm teaching you how to serve the Most High so you can know I am the chosen one of the Lord. The same thing they had a problem with Moses, but you're only here for the food, to feed your bellies, to satisfy your members, right? Read on.
Slocky, sir.
Go ahead, soldier.
Man, that's heavy. You know what you're saying, what you're bringing out, because like we go out and try to feed people. You know what I mean? We go out and try to, you know what I mean, be brotherly to brothers and sisters, and they are down with it when you got some food to give them. If all you got is a flyer and a Bible, then you know what? It's, man, I just ain't got time for this. You know what I mean? I got to do this thing over here. I got to do this thing over there. You know, I'll get with you. You know, but if you got some food and a goddamn bag to give them, then they, you know what I mean? They're there. You know, they're your friend and they're ready to listen. At least to a certain extent. You know what I mean?
Right. As if what you're providing to them is not the access of salvation.
Right.
Right. You worrying about food, but nigga, I'm trying to give you freedom.
Right.
I'm trying to give you rulership. You mean to tell me you can't go a day, a second, a minute without something to eat in order to get salvation and freedom? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, sis.
The lucky, sir.
Give me 1 second, Ward. You go ahead, sis. You have to speak up a little bit.
How you said earlier about the grind, when it comes to the grind, you're going to be tired and hungry.
Yeah, right. Damn right. When it comes to making sure that you take care of your responsibilities and doing what's right, man, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you're going to have to skip a meal too, right? You know, serving God is not how much food he can give you. All right. Serving God is not how much he can bless you. Right? You in church all day, bless me, God, bless me, new car, new house. Right? They got the music playing, and you know, you running around the church, running for your blessings. That's all you hear in the church all day. You know what I'm saying? But how many people in that same church are willing to go out without a blessing, go without a meal just to serve God? Not to please themselves, but to please God instead. Not many. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's gonna take that in order to make sure you do what's right. Go ahead, Trooper Kanat. You said Salaki Award?
Yes, sir. Sir. I was just gonna say, like, following up with Officer Nashak was saying exactly just like that with the flyers. Like, you know, when we pass that flyer, people think I'm walking on Rockwaller. Like, you know, when I'm trying to have them flyer, they dare to be about to run. And I have to tell them, like, yo, it's just only paper. It ain't gonna bite you or nothing. You know, what's that? What's that? I'm like, bro, it's some knowledge. They swear I got a Rottweiler on the leash that's like about to attack when I just extend my hand to give them the flower. They damn near run the other way.
God, damn right, man. I know exactly what you talk about, man, because it's the lack of discipline. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no different from the time we was in Egypt. They was given the flesh pots. It was given the good food. It was given all of that. And if you don't have that to provide for them, something better than what their slave master giving them, at least the slave master, they can see what's in front of them. You know, I can see that big ass steak in front of me. I see them ribs in front of me. I can see it. But what you telling me, I can't see that in front of me. The kingdom of what? You know what I'm saying? So they think what you're telling them is lesser than what the oppressor can provide for them. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Austin Shot.
Nah, man, what you're saying, sir, is crucial, because they know when we come to them with that flyer, we're saying mortify your members. Discipline yourself. And this society will give you a new car, a new house, a big bank account, and you don't have to do anything but be a lustful dog in the earth. You know what I mean? And that's all it is, man. They know they don't want to mortify their members.
Right.
They don't want to sacrifice anything. And that's, you know, that's the whole thing that's you trying to bring out. You know what I mean?
Damn right, soldier. That's heavy. That is heavy, man. You know what I'm saying? They see with their eyes and what's in front of them, right? That's one of their senses, sight. Right? They rely on that for satisfaction, but not their spirit. Right? And seeing the unimaginable happen, like niggas being free. You know what I'm saying? That's something that you can have. You know what I'm saying? That's something that you can have if you get your spirit right. Most High in Christ, if you get your spirit right. You know what I mean? But if we rely on our instincts, you know what I'm saying, we are never will become free like we were in the wilderness. You know what I'm saying? Anything else y'all brothers want to add? I do want to get through this real quick. You know, Haman came in here and said, you know, you niggas got to get the hell up out of here. So I just want to read it. He didn't say exactly that. That's what I took from it. You know what I'm saying? He's like, nigger.
You animals.
You animals. You're taking up all the white man's air. Go ahead. You got
How dare you?
You got wide nose having. Like. You got it. John chapter 6, verse 27. Mm-hmm. Labor not for the meat which perish, but for the meat which endureth unto everlasting life.
Right. This is what the Lord told us to focus on. Don't focus on your belly. Don't focus on your rod. Don't focus on your box. Don't focus on your taste buds and what's the sight of your eyes. You know what I'm saying? Focus on something greater than your lust, than your flesh, than yourself, than your own selfishness. Focus on something greater than that, then you might be able to achieve something greater than that, like rulership and everlasting life. Right? Read on.
Come. Which the Son of Man shall give unto you, for him hath God the Father sealed.
Right. The Most High is the one that blessed us with that manna, had mercy on us. Well, guess what? He blessed us with something greater than just manna. And that is Jesus Christ, who the world called Jesus Christ, a black man at that. And he is as unto manna unto us that nurtures our body, that makes sure that we are alive. Not the food that we eat, but following Christ is why we're alive. Right? Drop me that for time's sake. I want to get where they turn their back on them. Give me verse 58, Baba Kasha.
Sir. John chapter 6, verse 58. This is that bread which came down from heaven, not as your fathers did eat manna and are dead. He that eateth of this bread shall live forever.
But guess what? We just read in Moses' time. They ate good by the hands of the Most High. But guess what? They all died. You know why? That's all they cared about. The hell what God is telling me to do? Passover? What? Man, I gotta, I don't know, whatever, nigga. Niggas wanna, I don't know. What could be more fun than Passover? I don't know. Who knows, right? Whatever the hell Moses was telling us, you know what I'm saying, we didn't want to follow, and those same people died. Well, guess what? Christ is here right now. And he's not just giving us bread to eat, water to drink. He's giving us something that can save our souls, man. All we got to do is be willing to be disciplined. You get what I'm saying? Right? Read on.
Verse 59. These things said he in the synagogue as they taught in Capernaum. Many therefore of his disciples, when they had heard this, said, this is a hard saying. Who can hear it? And when Yahweh knew in himself that his disciples murmured at it, he said unto them that his disciples murmured at it.
Just like Moses, right? And jump me down to verse 66, Baruch Kasha.
He said unto them, doeth this offend you? You said 66?
God.
From that time, many of his disciples went back and walk no more with him.
Well, guess what? Those 5,000 people, guess what? They became disloyal right at that moment. Right at that moment. Now, this is Jesus Christ now. The same brother that raised people from the dead, that gave blind sight, that gave the deaf ear. They seen him in the physical. They seen him face to face. You dig what I'm saying? Listen, I haven't rose not a damn nigga from the ground. You get what I'm saying? But this man, the greatest man that ever walked this earth, even him, because of their bellies wasn't being satisfied, they turned against him. Just because of that. You get what I'm saying? And if you're not careful, if you only following after what you can find and pleasurable to your flesh, guess what? It can cause you to turn on God, man. It can cause you to become again, to have no integrity. You know what I'm saying? To have no standards about yourself. You know what I'm saying? So for time's sake, I'm gonna drop that and I'm gonna get this last verse. Time's sake. Let me get Romans 8 and 13, Baba Kasha. Right? It was just like Austin and Shock said, right? Y'all, and the Trooper Canuck said as well too. Right? We giving them this flyer, right? But this flyer tells them to mortify themselves, to mortify your members, to become self-disciplined. Don't rely on instinct. Don't rely on your senses and become spiritual, right? And that is too much requirement, you know what I'm saying, for somebody who's accustomed to only living off of instinct. You know what I'm saying? So they rejected, same way they rejected Christ. So when they murmured against Moses, they wasn't only murmuring against Moses, they were murmuring against the Most High. So guess what? When they reject us, they're not only rejecting us. Guess who else they rejected? Get a sister. Say that out loud, please. Yeah, get a sister ahead. You know what I'm saying? They're not rejecting us. They're rejecting Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? Because Christ went 40 days without food and water. Now I'm saying you should do the same, right? But he did that so he could become disciplined. All right? So let's get Romans 8 and 13, Baba Kasha.
I got it, sir.
Go ahead, Soda.
The book of Romans, chapter 8 and verse 13. For if ye live after the flesh, ye shall die.
If you do what?
Live after the flesh.
What does it mean to live after the flesh? You want to give it a shot? Go ahead. You got it.
To me, it kind of just means like living by your skin. You know, you can't. Your skin is.
Okay, that's good. Right. You want to add more to it? What else is?
So it's just like,
what's under your skin? Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. You got me, sir. Yeah, you good? No sweat. Somebody else want to add on to what she was saying? Well, she was right, but who else want to add on? Right?
Your skin can be damaged.
Living by your flesh. You say skin?
Can be damaged.
Well, remember what we said your flesh was earlier in the class? What is it? Remember what we said?
The lucky.
Your members are? What we said it was?
Your body parts.
So when it says don't walk after the flesh, don't walk after what?
Your senses. Your body parts.
Get it, sister, ahead, right? There you go. Yeah, right. Don't walk after your body. Those senses, those instincts, the animals rely on, right? Like I said, the Lord gave Adam the breath of life, the ability. No, he said he created man in his image, meaning the ability to follow the laws of God, right? So we're not supposed to live like an animal lives, eating whatever we want to eat, sleeping with whoever we want to sleep with. You know what I'm saying? Doing anything in excess until we vomit or throw up and pass out, or till we shit ourselves in our pants or whatever. You know, niggas be wild out. It happens now. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the Lord gave us laws in order to restrict that, right? I think, was that you, Trooper Canuck, that said Salakia?
Sir, I don't. No, it's to what?
Okay, no sweat word, no sweat. My bad. If you could finish that out. No, that was also in the shock reading, Bible Shock. You can finish that out real quick.
Yes, sir. Romans 8 and 13. For if ye live after the flesh, ye shall die.
Guess what? You're gonna kill yourself, right? God has rules, and if you don't abide by it, you're only harming yourself. There's a reason why he don't want you to be a drunkard. There's a reason why he don't want you to be a weedhead, a crackhead, a homosexual. All these. There's a reason why. Because if you do these things, you're only doing things that's going to harm you in the long run. Right? Read on.
Come. But if ye live, it's like it. But if ye through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live.
Now, the whole conclusion of what we brought out in today's class is found in that latter verse. What is that talking about? What was mortify again?
Mortify the deeds of the body.
Mm-hmm. Through the Spirit, you mortify the deeds of the body. What are deeds?
Acts.
Your acts, your actions. Right? The Lord wants you to mortify your actions of what? Your body, which is what? What's another word to say your body?
It's like in the flesh.
Your flesh, which your members as well too, right? Your flesh, right? He wants you to mortify the members of your body through your actions, and that's how you become spiritual. And by being spiritual, you will live. And with that, big up, man. Big up, Officer the Shot. Big up, Officer Damayam. Super Canuck, man. Everybody, all the brothers and sisters in the chat, man. Most High in Christ. Man, listen, man. I love all of y'all to death. Make sure y'all subscribe. Isupk Orlando, please, Baba Kashad. And Lord Allah, I'll see y'all the next High Holy Day, man. You know what I'm saying? Austin the Shot will be getting down on the same channel tomorrow. So make sure y'all tune in, y'all. All right, with that, shalom, Israel.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Yabashim.
Yabashim Shabbat.